within the current Israeli government who top down are kind of causing this stuff because of their relationship with people in our government and stuff here, where they are now having a boomerang effect right back at all of their people as opposed to just them.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you that there's a shift. And I also don't disagree with you that the shift is being amplified and sped up because of the terrible policies that Netanyahu's putting in place. Right. So now,
what do you make of, speaking of conspiracies and that people throw around, what do you make of the vast, strong, growing opinion happening, at least on a subset online, of people trying to say that our foreign policy and basically like a lot of forms of our government is influenced by the Israel lobby?
I don't know that that's a conspiracy. I also don't know that that's a new argument. I think that for a long time we've known that there is an unequally large amount of influence that comes from the Israel lobby. And I wouldn't call it the Israel lobby as much as I would say Jewish diaspora, right? Because
interesting, well, yeah.
Because again, going back to the incredible, like the rampant ignorance that exists among the average American, most people don't differentiate between Israel and Judaism, but they are two different things.
Oh, 100%, yes.
Right? So most people, like,
I have this conversation with my dad all the time.
Yeah, so you can say that Israel's policies are violating international rights. You can say that. It's objectively proven that they're violating international law.
Agreed.
That doesn't make you an anti-Semite.
That's right.
But here in the United States, we get the two conflagrated. We get them confused.
We do, or there is propaganda that's brought in to make us get them confused?
Maybe a mix of both.
Okay.
But I would say, again, propaganda is an expensive game to play. I would say that, like, systematically, from the time that we're like kids, one of the things that anybody in the United States knows is that you never support a Nazi and you never question a Jew. That's two things that even every kid is taught that. You laugh because you know it's true.
No, I was never taught to never question a Jew.
That's something every one of us is taught.
You were taught that?
Dude, I'm telling you, the vast majority of
I grew up
people.
around a lot of Jews. That was not like, it wasn't a part of the lesson. Like, don't question what a Jewish person says.
Yep, you can't challenge them, you can't question them, you can't argue with them because don't you know what they went through? Don't you know what they went through in World War II? The whole world persecutes the Jews. And if you have any kind of critique about Israel, it becomes a critique against Judaism.
Right. Yeah, I hate that.
And that's not right. So that is the predominant confusion across the country. So now even people who look at the situation, they're like, that's not right. That doesn't mean they feel confident going out and saying anything. They might think it in their head, but then at the same time, they're thinking, but I can't say something like that. I might be an anti-Semite. I don't want people to misunderstand me. I might be called an anti-Semite. I might be accused of being an anti-Semite. And guess what? Once you're accused of being an anti-Semite, you're an anti-Semite. Nobody questions the accuser, right? They all just assume that must be what you believe. You must be an anti-Semite.
I think, and this is where it can get dangerous and go hard the other way, and this is what I worry about. You know, I like equilibrium, which means I like where things make sense based on objective fact, and that's something that we really struggle with in society because people don't believe in nuance. But like, I think that's shifting the other way to where now it's been propagated on so many people who clearly aren't anti-Semitic. They're simply stating things that are problematic from a human being perspective, that the word doesn't carry weight. It's very similar to like Black Lives Matter. Like they ran their fucking course because people are like, all right, not every fucking person that's ever existed like is just racist to everyone. You know what I mean? And so it just feels like it's in a very, very tenuous kind of spot right now where like there are elements of what I will call evil, of course, within the current Israeli government who top down are kind of causing this stuff because of their relationship with people in our government and stuff here, where they are now having a boomerang effect right back at all of their people as opposed to just them. Yeah,
I don't disagree with you that there's a shift. And I also don't disagree with you that the shift is being amplified and sped up because of the terrible policies that Netanyahu is putting in place. Right. So now there's more people who have a reasonable reason to disagree with the policies of Israel and are able to voice those opinions intelligently to other people who understand intelligently the objective arguments against the policies of Israel. And we can start to have a more mature conversation. That has not been the case for a long time. And I would say it's not the norm yet, but hopefully we're going in that direction.
I mean, people also get so fucking fired up over this that they lose all sense too. And I'm talking on both sides of the issue. Leslie, can you pull up on Twitter real quick? I think the guy's name is Misfit Patriot, something like that. It's a big account on Twitter. And sometimes it pops up in my feed. Yes. Scroll down. Okay. Go down. Or don't go to his thing. Go to the search of him. Like go to where you typed it in. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Type in that. That's fine. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just hit enter on that. Just type in Misfit Patriot to the actual search bar. Go to Explore. And then just type in that. Don't have whatever that is from or whatever. Right. I don't know. Twitter's fucking bugging out right now. But I do want to pull this up. Type in Misfit Patriot, but don't click his account because it'll be the top one coming up. I want to read what this guy wrote. This guy comes at it from a pro-Israel perspective. Now hit enter. That's perfect. Okay. Okay, where Ian Carroll tweeted, hit that because it's a response to that. Okay, now scroll up. I want to read this. Hit show more right there. Yep, perfect. This guy said, I'm glad. Oh, no. Click the inset post. I'm sorry. Right there. He goes, I'm okay with as many dead kids as it takes to stop Hamas. You people sound like woke leftists trying to make an emotional argument so you can argue from a position or moral superiority. You might as well put a rainbow flag and pronouns in your bio. If you try to emotionally blackmail me, I will pull your fucking card. Literally every single Palestinian, I'm reading a tweet, YouTube, this is per YouTube policies, I'm reacting to this isn't me saying this. Literally every single Palestinian can die if that's what it takes to save Israel. How many kids were in Sodom and Gomorrah? God didn't give a fuck about how many because the number of people who were righteous was 0. He's including kids in that. What about the firstborn of the children in Egypt? How many children died in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? All of them. That's my acceptable cost. Palestinians R-worded and murdered 1,200 innocent people, took Americans hostage. Fuck them and their whole bloodline. You fucking pussies don't give a fuck about the tragedies of the world until it's the people who chant death to America. Fuck them and fuck you too. Now, people who chant death to America and more particularly people who are actually terrorists and whatever, as I already stated, I got no problem with them being wiped off the face of the earth. Have a fucking day. He's taking all these people and putting that in there. When I see stuff like this, I didn't tweet about it. I stay away from tweeting on these things, but like, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? I understand the world is this fucked up place that you talk about and weird decisions got to get made sometimes. And it's stuff that, I wouldn't feel comfortable with at home. But when it turns people into this guy claims to be a dude who like is about, I guess, being a Christian based on what he said there. This is the most viscerally anti-Christian shit I've ever seen, not to mention of when he talks about those Palestinians. What is it, Leslie? Like 8% of Palestinians are Christian? So apparently all of them could die too.
So this, I think you just showed his following was like 56,000 people.
I guess, yeah.
So my point is just as fucked up as this guy is, there's 56,000 people on just this platform who are following him.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of silent voices who want to hear more of what this guy has to say.
Yep.
Right? I also want to call to the forefront our role right now in amplifying this guy's ridiculous voice. Because now anybody listening to us might go check him out. Some of those people might go subscribe to this guy. So we have a responsibility in furthering this idiot's reach.
I think about that all the time, and I do play that game in my head. Like, do I want to do it? Do I want to not? This went mega viral, so I'm not too worried about it.
How mega viral is this?
Just his post is 2.4 million, but it was screenshotted all over the internet.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
So it's been seen tens of millions of times.
The reason you hear my dark opinion of humanity is because of this. Because this is not an uncommon way of thinking. This is not somebody who has an advanced education. This is not somebody who's seen the world. This is not somebody who is even really worthy of our time to talk about. but it's a fantastic snapshot of what all those silent voices out there that we don't know where they stand. A lot of them stand on opinions like this, stand in this kind of position, in this kind of corner. Why do I call us a dog toy and the devil a Rottweiler? Because of shit like this. Like, this person couldn't be more wrong. They couldn't be more wrong. And what's even more fascinating is that there are lots of people who have this exact same structure of thinking, only they think that every American can die and every American child can die, because to them, we're just as villainous as this guy thinks Palestine is to him, right? And I would argue that outside of the United States, there's a whole lot of people who don't like the United States.
Yeah.
More than the rest of the world dislikes the Palestinians.
Yeah. I would agree with that. It's just like, it feels like this is the issue that's like breaking people. It's also making weird alliances. You see people at protests at Columbia University who are like far left or whatever, wearing Free Palestine t-shirts and whatever. And then you'll see people who are pretty hard conservatives saying the same thing too. And they're coalescing around the idea that there's too much influence from a government. Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.